Is it possible as a woman in this life to fully awaken our sensuality, our erotic power, and at the same time to truly walk the spiritual path? This is quite a controversial topic nowadays, and actually there are some beautiful examples from initiated feminine masters and saints who truly walk this path of erotic liberation, you could say. I take a lot of inspiration myself from the story of Sera Khandro. She was a woman born in Tibet from a very wealthy family in Lhasa, and from a very young age she was guided by some subtle entities called dakini, some feminine subtle beings who came and told her that actually she was here on this earth to bring certain treasures into the world. She was a so-called treasure revealer. Now, treasure revealers, they both would find physical objects that were hidden by masters of the past, but also certain spiritual teachings that could only be revealed here and now. So already when she was 8, she found her first hidden object, some kind of dagger she found in the mountains. Around the age of 12, when her mother died, it awakened a kind of deep longing to truly find the meaning of life, to truly know why are we here. And she describes beautifully in her autobiography, there was a moment that a white bird was flying across the sky as she was sitting on the roof, and she felt this bird like the expression of the soul of a dakini that was calling her to become a yogini this life and really dedicate her life to find true spiritual liberation. So she decides at that point to leave her comfortable, wealthy family home and join a group of pilgrims into the mountains, and she goes on an 8-month journey through all kinds of challenges. She describes that she almost dies out of hunger, out of cold, freezing there, not being used to these kind of circumstances, but she's dedicated and she continues. And then when she finally joins a group of real practitioners, it's again the dakinis that come and tell her that she is able to reach liberation also through lovemaking, through erotic practices. And in the beginning, she has some kind of, let's say, controversy inside. She doesn't want to indulge in sexual pleasures or be a kind of lustful object for men, but she really wants to get liberated. And then she receives instructions on how to truly make love in a spiritual way. And the dakinis, they tell her, it's a difference when you really involve in kind of a lustful sexual experience, or when you use that for spiritual union, as they describe it. And she reveals this instruction of how to really make love as a spiritual practice, and it's described very beautifully. You can look it up, it's actually online available, where it's described how it's not just about making a spiritual experience out of sex where we light some candles and put some incense, but it's really described how to raise this creative potential from energy center to energy center until it reaches the crown and goes back into the whole being and can propel us into this spiritual realization where we perceive this innate luminosity, as she describes it, in the here and now. And she starts practicing this, and it works. So she has some male consorts, and she describes how she reaches these states of realization, and she becomes an initiated woman with a lot of sensuality and erotic power, and it starts to attract other men. And here she describes very playfully, but also wisely, how when they come to her and say, hey, can you also make love to me? I want to live long, I want to be healthy, having all kinds of purposes for that. She is very, with a lot of discrimination, choosing, no, you just want to follow your pleasures. You come to me because you are kind of just guided by your instincts. So she only follows this somehow erotic flow of this energy for the highest purpose, only when it's a real practice for spiritual realization. And in this way, she becomes a true master and reveals also many of these hidden teachings through the lovemaking, and eventually gathers a lot of disciples. And yeah, you can find a lot of inspiration by reading about her. And for me, this reveals actually the tantric teachings that make this distinction between the sexual energy that when we awaken that, it's actually a force that indeed doesn't necessarily lead us higher on the spiritual path. It can create more instincts inside of us, more bondage, more confusion, awakening more actually the instinctual part of our being. While if we learn as women, also as men, but now speaking about awakening the sensual power in the woman, to distinguish the pure erotic energy, when we really embody this as women, to which we actually have this inborn natural connection to this uplifting flow of the erotic aspiration that is the longing inside of us to really unite with the highest, when we truly embody this energy, we can become very fast and efficient on the spiritual path and actually reaching these high states that seem from another world, from another time, only belonging to saints, making it possible for us practitioners here and now, if we actually as women become initiated in this way, learning to awaken and really resonate with this energy of the pure erotic energy. Do you believe it's possible to awaken your sensual erotic power as a woman and to truly become very efficient on the spiritual path? Or do you know any other female examples or saints or masters that have walked this path before us? Please let us know in the comments and we would be very happy to hear from you.
If you like this video and want to learn more about Tantra, about yoga, about psychology, emotional healing, lives of saints and the scriptures,
then hit the bell, like, subscribe, and you'll never miss an upload. Thank you so much.